Hello everyone, a few Russian vehicle losses here to look at, including yet another T-90M. First, before we check that out, in this clip play now, we can see a Russian BMP getting clobbered with a drone and set on fire. In the clip, there's another vehicle, looks to be a tank, which is stationary. I can't tell if it's abandoned or still active. I'll have a look at that in a screenshot later. But this BMP, we can clearly say, is finished. Next, we see a T-90M tank getting hit. The first drone looks to bounce off the floor near the tank before detonating. It's unclear if it bounced onto the T-90M and detonated on it, or it detonated after the bounce in midair and missed. A follow-up drone is sent though, this one hitting the T-90M at the rear. The T-90M was already abandoned. We don't see what initially caused it to be abandoned. The drone was just finishing it off. Finally, in the last clip, we can see a white stolen van pressed into service by Russia in order to carry out supply and transport duties getting destroyed. So, not as impressive a target as the T-90M or BMP, but definitely important. Here is a screenshot, so you can see the BMP along the road as well as the tank. I'm not sure if it's disabled and abandoned or merely parked up. Also highlighted are some troops. Maybe these are from the BMP that was hit. We can't say for sure. Here is the geolocation. So the troops, tank and BMP were heading along this road north in a forest. I wonder if the troops may have been the better target here than the BMP, but I guess they weren't spotted or it was decided taking out the vehicle was the higher priority. Deep States will show us more of the intended purpose here in just a moment. First, to get orientated, I've zoomed out to show that this is east of a settlement called Yampolivka, and not far from Terny, where we've seen some high Russian losses lately. On Deep States, this was in this forest here, so this was in right on the front lines, so an important bit of action. This seems to be a Russian attempt to clear positions and increase their control over this area, in their push towards Yampolivka. Both Yampolivka and Terny are in vulnerable positions, as you can see, and I can definitely see why Russia wants to capture them, as, if they manage it, it will be very difficult for Ukraine to dislodge them, given the natural barrier of that big network of rivers and reservoirs and ponds just to the west. The T-90M was here, just east of the vehicles we just looked at. Its presence here is quite interesting. In my last T-90M video, I mentioned only seeing the T-90M deployed near Oleshki and Krinky in the Kherson region and supporting the Avdiivka offensive as well. But with one being here, it seems there's a contingent of T-90Ms deployed to this region as well. But then again, I guess deployed. They both count in this case. This is here on the eastern front, heading north. So that's it for this video. But before we finish, I'm going to play a video from the Ukraine Volunteer Centre about a new fundraiser that they're launching. Thanks so much for watching, and take care everybody.
Greetings from the Ukrainian Volunteer Center. Today we have to announce an urgent fundraising. The brigade that is destroying the occupiers in the Donetsk sector urgently needs cars. Nissan Navara diesel of 2008. These guys have been defending our country from the Russian invaders since the beginning of the full-scale war. After the shelling, they have almost no cars left, and now it's winter and it's very difficult to move around without a car. We also need 4,000 liters of diesel fuel for the 3rd Separate Battalion of Ukrainian Volunteer Army Volyn. Also, spring uniform is required, assault vests with quick release system, etc. The goal of fundraising is $24,500. We realize that it's a lot of money, and at the same time we ask for understanding for our situation. If everyone donated at least $50, we would close the fundraising in 6 hours. Indeed, each of your donation is a lifesaver and matter of our country liberated. We will send 3 sets of glasses with the symbols of our foundation to 3 people. 2 sets of glasses for people who make the biggest donation, and the 3rd set will be randomly drawn among people who have made a donation of $50 or more. All the reports of PayPal and cryptocurrency will be available as usual after the fundraising. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for being with us. With love from Ukraine.